Glitz, glamour, and oh so much drama. The 2024 Emmy Awards were full of surprises, with Shogun, hacks, baby reindeer, and the bears stealing the spotlight. With Eugene and Dan Levy at the helm, it was a night packed with comedy, throwback moments, and a few head-scratching category placements. Today we're diving deep into the wins, snubs, and everything in between from TV's biggest night. Let's get into it.
Hello, and welcome to Once More Unhinged, our weekly chat show where we get together to discuss whatever we're reading, watching, listening to, or engaging with this week. I'm Jen Katz.
And I am the Emmy Award-winning co-host, Ryan something.
You sure are.
Well, maybe not. Maybe someday.
In my heart, you are.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I am the winner of the most well-adjusted, no anxiety category. Are you shocked?
Yeah. You swept that category.
Swept it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So today we're going to talk about the 2024 Emmy Awards. Why was
the year of our Slayer 2024?
Yeah, which we're recording on a Tuesday. The Emmy Awards were Sunday.
Yeah.
You watched it live.
I did.
I watched the highlights.
I don't always watch it live.
Yeah.
But the amount of content that I have consumed this year for this podcast,
yeah,
I just felt like I needed to know who's going to win. We were very invested.
Yes.
We've had a number of shows, notably Shogun.
We did a whole episode on Shogun. Check it out. It's in our feed.
Check it out. We called it.
We did.
Not going to say that we manifested this, but maybe.
Listen, we texted, basically the evening on Sunday evening. And even before that, we both were like, Anna Sawai, who plays Mariko on Shogun, we were like, she's got to win. I didn't even, honestly, I'll be honest, I didn't even know who else was in the category. I just was so moved by that performance.
Oh, yeah.
I needed her to win the Emmy, and she did.
She did. She earned it. And that's the thing. That entire series earned it. And we'll get into that.
We will. We will. Yeah.
So I have to say.
Go for it. Come on.
Eugene and Dan Levy.
Love and adore.
What a breath of fresh air again for hosting the Emmys.
Yeah. So again, I didn't watch it, but when I saw they were the host, I was like, oh, thank goodness, because that's one of the things that's kept me away from award shows the last few years.
The cringy hosts.
Yeah.
And listen, I think that you can be a really good talk show host. You can even be a good actor, performer, dancer, musician, EGOT winner. But it's tough when you're in a crowd of your peers to not only perform for them and keep them entertained, but you also have to keep the entire world entertained.
Right.
And you've got everyone watching, from critics to fans, and it's a tough nut to crack. This father-son duo, it is just genuine. It's fun, and I really enjoyed them doing this. They're also not like sucking all the air out of the room.
That's nice.
Which allows for the performers, the winners, to actually have a little bit more time to think who they need to think. And as we add categories, as there is, like tributes to this and that, it's nice to have a host just move the show along without getting bogged down or ripping people one way or another.
Yeah.
I love the Ricky Gervais Golden Globes, but that was unhinged.
I mean,
he said what he needed to say, and I don't disagree with most of what he said, but it was unhinged. So it was nice to just have a night where you have a host as if you were going to any other sort of reception,
right? Where
someone's just kind of leading the helm, as we said earlier.
Yeah. That's kind of the discourse I saw online, was that it was just nice. It wasn't overly snarky or aggressive, but it wasn't cringy with a lot of like make them laugh kind of. It's I love those two. So having the Schitt's Creek reunion with both Dan and Eugene, Catherine O'Hara and Annie Murphy was just so sweet. Catherine O'Hara looked phenomenal in her silver dress. Yeah, she looked great.
My favorite moment of the night, I think, and listen, Kathy Bates stole
that was amazing.
Stole the show with the villains bit.
Yeah.
never had it, hard to get a date after Misery. But when Catherine O'Hara came up to present the final award, and she said, you know what? She starts tearing up the nomination, the award envelope. And everyone's like, she's like, do we have to pick one winner? Why can't it be everyone?
Yeah.
And I mean, everyone's just like, what is she doing? And then she reaches behind her back and she's like, yes, we do. And so she has that moment after an entire evening of, jitters and stress, just absolutely, calm the entire room. I love her. She has that ability on screen, on stage. She's just great.
She's great.
Yeah. So it was great to see the Schitt's Creek reunion.
Yeah. So good hosting.
Great hosting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, the Canadians of it all. Hey. It was just very smooth sailing. Not rocking the boat.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's talk a little bit about who are the winners.
The big winners of the night.
I have to start with the show that I thought stole my heart this year, which was Hacks.
You have talked about Hacks, not only on this podcast a lot, but in our personal lives. You are really a lover of this show. You advocate for people to watch this show, and they had a really good night at the Emmys.
I was late to the game with Hacks, but I was looking for something to binge at a moment where it's like, the networks kind of fall off and you're like, oh, what am I going to watch? And so I started watching Hacks. Jean Smart, absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Hacks won for Outstanding Comedy. It won for Jean Smart's performance as leading actress. Yeah. Hannah Einbinder was nominated for an acting role as well, supporting
actress in a comedy
series. Yeah. And it also won for writing. There was an episode in here, I think it was the Bulletproof episode. Oh my God, so good. This to me is more of a dramedy than I would consider The Bear, and we can get into that.
Oh, we have to get into that.
We will get into that. But Hacks, I'm so happy. Not only Jean Smart, she earned it. I mean, she's great in everything, but she really was typecast in this role. She's an aging comedian. Mm-hmm. She's, playing this comedian who's in Vegas, who's been, kind of basically been told that she's no longer going to have her slot, and she fights for it. And not only does she fight for it, but she goes further beyond that and ends up becoming, the host of a late night show. I think it's phenomenal. And I'm so happy that they won. The writing and directing and the casting in this show is great. It absolutely deserved the Outstanding Comedy Series award.
Yeah, I haven't watched Hacks yet, but I love Jean Smart. When she played Mayor's mother in Mayor of Easttown, I was like, oh, fuck, I forgot about Jean Smart. She's so good. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, she's so good.
She's great.
Yeah, and I saw her speech, and she looked stunning. She deserved it.
Yeah. And she was up against some tough nominees. Mm-hmm. She was up against the SNL alumni Maya Rudolph and Kristen Wiig for both of their shows that I think are both on Apple.
Oh, yeah.
Selena Gomez, which
Murders in the Building.
I watch only Murders in the Building. I don't know that I could say that Selena Gomez's performance is comedy. I think that she's great as part of the ensemble cast, but there's nothing that stand out for me. Funny standout comedy in her performances. And then, she was also up against
Ayo Edebiri.
And also Quentin Brenson from Abbott Elementary.
I like her.
So, yeah, she was great too. And Abbott Elementary is LOL.
It's funny.
Funny.
It's very funny.
But Jean Smart, absolutely in this role. It was written for her, and she rose above everyone else in this category. So she deserves the win.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Okay. Outstanding lead actor in a performance was Jeremy Allen White.
Okay. Who else was nominated in this category?
Okay, a lot of people, and one of which I've not seen the show, but I've seen the clips all the time, which is Matt Berry with What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah.
That
show's like funny. I've seen season 1. It's really funny.
And I know that he acts his tail off. Larry David, but he's just playing Larry David. We love you.
We love you, Larry. I love her. Aside, buddy. Yeah, that's not...
Steve Martin and Martin Short were both nominated for leading actors in their category. Again, they are great.
What's the comedy or what's the category of show here? Is it drama series, comedy?
This was lead actor in a comedy series.
I just want to keep my
Okay.
head on straight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve Martin and Martin Short, I think if they could have won as a pair, they should have.
Yeah.
Because they play off of one another. They have earned their right as comedians in the annals of history.
Yeah.
For sure. But I love Only a Murder's in the Building, but it is an ensemble performance that makes this show work. And then Defero Wunatai for Reservation Dogs, which I did not see.
So I've watched a little bit of Reservation Dogs. That show, we should watch it and cover it because I think it's really well written, very well acted. And I think it's important. And that's a show I think I would like to help lift up more too because of the content, the indigenous actors and crew that are involved. But
what network is that?
FX.
Okay, cool. Oh, wow. They're really getting it.
FX is getting it. I have not seen The Bear except for clips online. You have watched The Bear. Some friends of ours have watched The Bear. My husband watched a few episodes when I was out of town or something. Everyone that I know says that the show is intense.
It is.
It's not funny. It's not a comedy. It's a drama that's a very intense, frenetic, anxiety-fueled show about a guy trying to open a restaurant, right? Jeremy Allen White, I think, is a really good actor. I've seen him in Shameless. I've seen Iron Claw. He's good.
We've seen him in the Calvin Klein
I've
ads.
seen a lot of that Calvin Klein ad, and I would like more, respectfully.
Yeah.
But this is baffling.
The show is witty.
Yeah.
But The Bear is funny like The Sopranos is funny. Because there are a lot of moments of The Sopranos that make you laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Tony Soprano was a comedian.
Paulie. He's always fucking.
But it's a drama series, and rightfully so. And The Bear, and we've all talked about this. The Bear is the biggest elephant in the room.
Yeah.
It is a drama series.
I don't understand why they
can spin it with little jokes here and there to try to make it a comedy, but it's not.
I mean, Hannibal Lecter is witty. You know what I mean?
It's a drama series.
It's dramatic.
If anyone was going to win in this category, and I've not seen the series, I've only seen clips online that literally make me LOL. Matt Berry, I think, probably would have been the funniest,
he's funny,
lead actor in this category.
Well, I guess while we're talking about that, let's talk about Liza Colon-Zayas, who won Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series for The Bear as well.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't seen it. I don't know, but I'm just baffled. Who else was in her category?
Her fellow nominees were the legendary Carol Burnett for her performance in Palm Royale. I've watched Palm Royale.
Yeah.
It's a show. Carol Burnett has few, if any, lines because she plays someone
She's in a coma, right?
She plays someone who suffered like a stroke and has been kind of bedridden for years. And then she slowly starts to like come awake again. And so most of what you get from her is her physical comedy, which Carol Burnett, no one can match. Carol Burnett in physical comedy. She deserves the nomination. I wouldn't say that she deserves the win, but I love that she's not. I love that she's back and she's nominated. Hannah Einbinder would have been my pick as a true comedy show in my mind, would have been the best supporting actress. She is a funny comedian in her own right. She writes a lot of her own jokes. She brings that comedy to this performance with the same depth that Jean Smart has. These two characters, for an age difference, match one another perfectly.
I love that.
On screen. Jeanette James with Abbott Elementary, Cheryl Lee Ralph with Abbott Elementary.
Oh, Cheryl Lee Ralph is fucking hysterical.
Funny. And Meryl Streep, which...
For Only Murders in the Building?
For Only Murders in the Building. And we love Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
She's the GOAT.
I do love her.
No one can say that there's few and far between better actresses than Meryl Streep. But even in this performance, again, she's part of an ensemble cast. What makes her funny are the moments where she's with Marty Short and they're doing the back and forth.
Do you think they're dating in real life?
I really want them to be.
That's the rumor. That's the whisper.
Isn't she married?
No, they're separated.
Oh, well, they were sitting next to one another.
And they've been separated for a while.
Their performance is cute.
Yeah.
I'm not catching like hot and heavy chemistry in their performance. Like you sometimes see people like lock lips and you're like, oh, there's something going on.
Like Sam Reed and Jacob Anderson.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't know if there's something going on off stage, but I hope so because they're hot.
So. Yeah. Anyway, but listen, Tina on The Bear. Liza, she's great. She's a phenomenal actress. I want to see her in leading roles.
She's got a very arresting, interesting face too. Like when she acts.
Oh my gosh.
Those are the clips I've seen of her, and I'm like, more.
When she's on screen in The Bear, like you look forward to the scenes where you get to see her.
Yeah.
Again, I think that she's getting caught up, and this category is caught up in the bigger drama of, is The Bear a comedy series? Was this a comedic performance? And for me, Hannah Einbinder
should have won.
I think that she earned the comedic performance role in this. So, but I love that Liza did win an Emmy. I wish that she would have won it in the drama category.
And her speech was phenomenal about uplifting her fellow Latinas, getting the vote out. Like, loved it.
Here for it.
That's been a big discourse online that I've seen is The Bear a comedy? Is it a drama? I mean, Hannah Einbinder's mother weighed in.
Whoa. And hey, that's completely unacceptable.
I agree. I'm like, as a mother,
I feel bad for Hannah. Not only did you work your tail off and earn this sort of nomination, and probably should have earned the actual award, but then to be swept up in the drama and then to have your mother add insult to injury. I really hope that she's taking care of herself this week.
I hope so too.
I hope, Hannah, I hope that you're at the spa. I hope that you're sitting on a beach somewhere with no phones or anything else, because you worked your tail off. I'm so glad that they're coming back for another season of Hacks.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see, what happens. But man, talk about life imitating art. Watch the show.
Okay.
Watch the show. Hacks. Okay, cool.
Well, and something, that is not controversial, a win in a show that's not controversial, is Shogun. Oh my gosh. They set the new record for most awards won by a show with only one season.
Wow. Yeah, a limited series that has now been picked up by FX.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, so I guess it shifted from the category of limited series show into
drama series.
Drama series. We talked about it. We have a whole episode of Unhinged where we talk about it. Please go listen to it.
We loved Shogun.
We loved it. Standout performances.
I mean, standout performance. Yeah, we could spend the whole episode gushing over Shogun and how much we loved it. But I mean, let's talk about what they won.
Yeah, outstanding drama series. It won out against The Gilded Age, The Morning Show.
The Gilded Age was nominated.
Mm-hmm. Three Body Problem, which I've heard a lot about, but I tried to get into it. I just couldn't.
I think the people who wrote that wrote Game of Thrones, and I'm out. We'll have to fact check that or take it out.
Fallout, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
What?
Slow Horses, which I love, but arguably Shogun is better. And The Crown, which,
yeah. The Crown. Listen, The Crown has some amazing seasons. Okay. So Shogun, just hearing that list of nominations, having only seen a few of them, like I've seen some of that, whatever. Shogun deserved to win Outstanding Drama Series. That show is fucking phenomenal. Well acted, well written, well designed, well cast, the costuming, everything. It's a beautiful show.
They executed very well. Crimson Sky episode won for Best Director. It's the standout performances led by Anna Sawai and Hiroyuki Sanada. Okay, real quick.
Yeah.
Scroll over to the leading actor in a drama series. I'm not going to say it. I just want you to look and see who all the nominees were in that category. I know. Talk about the other nominees in the category, Jenny.
I am befuddled.
This is like an Oscar list of nominees.
This is heavy hitters. We've got Idris Elba for Hijack.
Loved it.
Donald Glover, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I watched a few episodes. He's great.
He's always good.
Walton Goggins, who I love. I have such a soft spot for Walton Goggins.
He's great.
And he's in Fallout.
HBO's series. The one where he plays the principal.
Vice Principals, yeah.
Love Walter Goggins and Vice Principals.
He played a trans woman in, which is problematic, but he played a trans woman in Sons of Anarchy, different time. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite characters. I love Justified. Him and Timothy Olyphant have great chemistry.
Timothy Olyphant. It's great.
And then Gary fucking Oldman.
Gary Oldman, the goat.
The goat
of performance actors.
Yeah.
Arguably one of the greatest in history. And so I've watched Slow Horses. I'm a major fan of Slow Horses.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
And he's so gross. He's tough.
Gross?
It is tough his character is just gross, but has such a great depth to him that only Gary Oldman can bring.
Love it.
And then we have
Dominic West, who played then Prince Charles on The Crown. He's great. He's miscast as Prince Charles. Such a good actor.
He's a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
He's just brings that regal side of him. His wife's family are caretakers of Glen Castle in Limerick County.
I do know that.
Since the 13th century.
Anyway, I weirdly know fact. That because of his rumored affair with another actress.
No.
Yeah.
Who?
Lily James, who played Lady Rose in Downton Abbey.
What?
And then he and his wife did this awkward press Let me double check it's Dominic West. Hold on. Yeah, so he and Lily West were filming a movie and there were pictures of them in Rome canoodling. So he and his wife...
canoodling?
Yes, canoodling. He and his wife did this awkward press conference in the front yard of their house about how they weren't splitting.
No.
Yes, I'll send it to you later.
Might as well just post a bunch of Facebook pictures of each other. I love you so much.
They changed their Facebook to Dominic and June West.
Hiroyuki nailed it.
His portrayal of Toranaga-sama is just... it's so good. He's so good. I'm so glad he won. These are heavy hitters. These are brilliant actors. And happy to say, it's a mix of non-white people for once, right?
Love it.
We've got Idris Elba, Donald Glover,
Hiroyuki
Sanada, who's Japanese. It's a great, to go up against such heavy hitters and win, he deserved it.
He earned it.
I have not seen Slow Horses.
Love it.
I've only seen a couple episodes of Fallout. He just no notes.
It was just beautiful.
Love it.
I love that. It's good to see representation and diverse, winners and nominees. Okay.
Yeah. So in addition to the lead actor in a drama series, Anna Sawai won for lead actress in a drama series for her portrayal of Mariko. And I just fist pumped like the kid in Free Willy when I saw that she won, because she...
I love you. If you're not old enough to get that reference, it's okay. We are. It was fantastic.
That is one of my favorite. I just had an image can I do a meme of me doing this?
Please.
And she's behind me. Okay. Who was she up against?
She was up against some powerhouses.
Yeah, her portrayal as Mariko is, I think, one of my favorite just performances of all time. And I'm not trying to be hyperbolic. She was that character. And, we were talking about Meryl Streep a minute ago. Meryl Streep's an amazing actress. Meryl Streep to me is at the point where I'm watching her and I'm like, this is Meryl Streep. You know what I mean? I don't always fully get invested because I'm like, I can't separate that this is Meryl Streep.
Yeah, I hear you.
Anna Sawai's portrayal is amazing. And yeah, she was up against Jennifer Aniston for The Morning Show, which I have not seen. Carrie Coon from The Gilded Age, which I watched season 1 of The Gilded Age. I didn't love it, but I love Carrie Coon in that show. Christine Baranski fucking kills it.
She killed it in that dress. Wow.
Whoo. Maya Erskine was in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which I watched a few episodes of. She was great. That show was fine. Imelda Staunton for The Crown. I love Imelda Staunton, but she was my least favorite queen out of the Crown series. I really enjoyed Claire Foy and then Olivia Colman. Imelda Staunton was not the best Elizabeth for me. Yeah. And then Reese Witherspoon for The Morning Show. Didn't see it. So
I think Anna Sawai completely earned this nomination and the award in her category, hands down. Tough competition.
Yes.
From some leading ladies. Hands down, she won it. Again, another example, as we talked about in Chaos, as we talked about earlier here in this episode, it's nice to see diversity and representation across the board, because when given the opportunity, they will sweep. They will own it. You know, it's there. It's there.
And it's the world we live in.
It's the world we live in, and I love seeing it.
Okay.
Speaking of Shogun, it's been picked up for another season.
I think we might have to.
Don't know what they're going to do with that. We can unpack that later. We don't know if they're going to do a prequel. We don't know how they're going to follow up on that, given the fact that we won't spoil it, but it's going to be tough to bring some of these people back. Look, I would watch Hiroyuki Sanada read the phone book in English or Japanese. Well, just him and Anna would be fine.
I love them, right?
You touched on The Crown.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about their big win, which we all, I mean, when you watch it, for, what's her name?
Elizabeth Debicki won for Best Supporting Actress in a Drama Series for portraying Princess Diana in The Crown.
No notes.
So we said Prince Charles had been miscast with Dominic West. They nailed both versions of Diana.
They did.
Emma Corrin played young Diana, and they did an amazing job.
God, when she do that look.
The look. And Elizabeth Debicki, no notes. I mean, she's great. She's a great actress. She's great in The Night Manager, which they're doing another season of The Night Manager.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with Tom Hiddleston. And I hope, they can't bring Tom Hollander back. I think they killed him in that show.
Too many Toms.
So yeah, Elizabeth Debicki. So okay.
All right.
So another show that had some big wins was Baby Reindeer, which I did not watch. I can't with stuff like that.
Yeah, I watched it.
You watched it. You were like, eh.
I do believe that the show broke some ground. I think that there is something to it that is different from any show that I've seen before or since.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth a watch. Do I think that it was deserving of all of the wins and awards that it got? I do not. But, it's different. And maybe that's what's uncomfortable for me about this show, is that it's just different.
Yeah.
And, it deals with some very, very heavy subject matter.
Yeah.
And so it was tough for me to get through. I mean, it was mixed in with a lot of irreverent comedy, but it's not a show that I would go back and rewatch again, like so many of these other shows. I did watch it. I got through it, but it was almost tough to get through at times. Like, the writing is incredible, but again, it's really heavy. So not my favorite.
Yeah, for some reason it didn't sit well with me when I did try to watch it. But Richard Gadd won for lead actor in an anthology series, and Jessica Gunning won for supporting actress in an anthology series. So good for them. But
okay, your favorite show, your reality show.
I do like reality shows. Yes,
RuPaul has.
Yes, for however many years now, RuPaul's Drag Race has won for best reality show and for best reality TV show hosts.
Right.
Or host, excuse me.
Deserving of all those wins, but also
maybe some of the seasons have been not that great, but anyway.
Right. Which goes to my point of there really hasn't been a whole lot out there to challenge what's been going on. The reality TV, even though there's been plenty of it, has really not been that great.
I would agree. But this show that won is great. And I think you would get a kick out of Traitors. So Traitors, which is on Peacock, won for best reality show. It's hosted by Alan Cumming.
Love Alan Cumming.
Who won for best reality show host. His outfits alone. If you don't like the show, just go look at like TikToks or something of all his outfits. He's stunning.
His energy is just always on top.
Yeah. And the show is set at this castle in Scotland. So it's beautiful scenery. It's good. But I want to ask you about one snub that you took umbrage with, and that's Feud. Particularly Tom Hollander.
Yeah, it's Capote versus the Swans.
Yeah.
Brilliant cast. Great ensemble cast.
Yeah.
It was nominated for multiple awards. Ultimately, I think it only ended up getting one Emmy Award. It was nominated for multiple categories, including Outstanding Supporting Actor by Treat Williams, Outstanding Lead Actress by Naomi Watts.
Yeah, she's great.
Who played Babe Paley, which was a huge iconic figure in American history. And Outstanding Supporting Actress, my gal, Diane Lane.
Diane Lane, just a moment.
Just a moment. Just a moment. Arguably, the one that I thought would have won hands down was Tom Hollander,
who played Truman Capote.
Truman Capote to a T.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why this performance was not rewarded with the win.
It's the same thing or same reasoning why The Bear is listed in the comedy category. We've had conversations, and I think we had the conversation over on one of the earlier episodes of Buffy around the Oscars. Some of these award show decisions are just baffling.
It was baffling to me. I don't understand why Tom Hollander didn't win here. I think it was a snub, and I don't understand. Is it the Capote of it all? Is it is there drama beyond that I'm not aware of that I don't know why more people aren't talking about this. If you watch Feud versus Capote versus the Swans, I have never seen a performance like this for someone to make themselves and to mold themselves into someone that they're not in this sort of way where it is completely believable, where you don't even recognize the actor itself. It's phenomenal. And I just really don't understand why he didn't win. I felt like he was robbed. And that's not to take anything away from the winner, because I do think that he was truly deserving of the nomination for a stellar performance. But even Jon Hamm was nominated in this category. And I thought Jon Hamm's performance is truly deserving of the nomination. Talk about breaking out of the role that you're always used to seeing Jon Hamm in.
Yeah.
Fargo will make you afraid of Jon Hamm.
Ooh.
He is a bad person and plays it expertly.
Yeah.
It's a great performance. It was a tough category. There were a lot of really good nominees, but Tom Hollander absolutely deserved to win. And I'm sorry that he didn't.
I'm sorry too, because I do love Tom Hollander.
But I see you, Tom. We see you. I love you.
Number one fan.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we get into what's unhinged this week, let's talk about Best Dressed, because there were a lot of amazing outfits.
Yes.
This award show. I mean, it was hard for me to pick from the favorites, but I have to say Anna Sawai.
Wow, that red dress.
Vera Wang, that red dress, wow. the kind of low chignon updo with the jewelry.
Yeah.
She is one of the most, with all respect, she's one of the most beautiful women I think I've ever seen in my life.
She's now the newest brand ambassador for Cartier.
Good.
And I mean, I'd love to see her dripping in diamonds in that red dress. It was stunning. Stole the show.
Yes, she did.
There were some amazing dresses, especially by who's my Oscar de la Renta.
Yeah,
did so many like metal.
There was lots of metal
dresses.
This year. Yeah,
Kristen Wiig, the dress that she wore, that was Oscar de la Renta.
Oh, that was Oscar de la Renta. She looked great.
I'm dumbfounded that someone can make
that was a work of art.
That's a work of art.
Yeah,
it was incredible.
Yeah.
I got my two guys.
Oh, come on. Do we have the same?
Yes, I think that we do.
Yes. Jonathan Bailey and Matt Bomer, who were in Fellow Travelers together.
And he's also a Bridgerton, right?
Yes, he's Anthony Bridgerton. He's the oldest.
No notes.
No notes.
I want both of these tuxedos, the purple jacket and the kind of espresso silk shirt.
Yes. And they're wearing cummerbunds.
Yeah,
I haven't seen a cummerbund in a minute. Yeah. But he, Jonathan Bailey's in Giorgio Armani head to toe.
Done.
And Matt Bomer's in a Brioni suit. Tailored to perfection.
Stunning.
They look so good.
They really nailed it. Those are my favorites. That and Dan Levy when he was on the red carpet with his tuxedo.
He looked good.
With the white kind of Marx Brothers where the tux like rolls up.
Oh.
It used to be like stitched down.
Oh, yeah.
Loved that sort of homage to that time period because he is a comedic actor. I loved it. Those were my three favorite guys.
Yep.
No notes.
Agreed.
Anyone else that stood out for you?
I mean, there was a lot, but
Meryl Streep and her pink pantsuit.
She looked great.
She looked great.
She did. Oh.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining our discussion on the Emmys.
Yes. Ryan, thank you for doing the investigative journalism. You watched it live. You took notes. You were paid attention. I appreciate you.
Okay. We have to talk about what's unhinged this week.
Yes, we do. So as of today, which is September 17th, 2024.
Yesterday. And today. Okay.
Yes. So big news broke. Sean Combs, also known as P. Diddy or Diddy or whatever the fuck he calls himself these days, was arrested on charges of sex trafficking and racketeering. Mm-hmm. And
yeah,
I think he's gonna go to jail. Like
I think there's a lot of evidence. I mean, a grand jury to be able to indict him, especially the Manhattan DA, to come after you. You know, they went after Epstein and they've gone after Weinstein and they've gone after Trump.
Yeah.
You know, buckle up, buddy.
Buckle up. Yeah. I mean,
I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner, given what we know so far. And this isn't even all the charges that have been alleged against him.
Yeah, I mean, this has been one of the biggest news stories of the year because a former partner of his, Cassie Ventura, sued him for, I think, assault, a lot of awful things. They ended up settling very quickly, which, you know, not lawyers here, but typically if you settle with someone that quickly, it's because there's either enough evidence to not prove your innocence.
Sure.
And you're trying to keep stuff quiet. And that's exactly what I think he was doing.
Sure.
And I'm not one of those people that subscribes to the like, well, she settled, it couldn't have been that bad. She's allowed to move on with her life.
Sure.
And I think she also had she knew that there was some other stuff coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think there will be more. I think this is
absolutely just the beginning.
I think this is only the beginning of charges that are going to be levied against him. I think as they work their way through this process, the DA will likely, now that they have him in custody, will likely bring more charges against him.
I think so.
I don't know how much has been settled out of court already.
I think it's just Cassie's.
Just her. But there's been a lot of allegations that came out in a documentary recently.
Yeah.
About stuff going back. So, you know, we'll see what happens with all of this, but this is big.
I hope he gets the entire book thrown at him.
Sure.
And I extend just nothing but love and support to his victims.
This has to be a day that a lot of people are feeling so many emotions, those who may have been impacted by what he's said and done.
Yes. And if you or anyone you know has been a victim of sexual violence or physical violence, we will have some resources and links in the show notes.
Well, thank you for listening to Once More.
You're so welcome.
Once More Unhinged. These episodes come out on Wednesdays. Be sure to check out our latest episodes of Once More, a Rewatch podcast, which come out every Friday. We are almost finished with season 2 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I cannot believe we're almost done with season 2.
We're almost done.
We're almost done.
While we're plugging Once More Unhinged and Once More, a Rewatch podcast, please go back and rewatch our episode on Shogun, our episode on Chaos, our episode on
X-Men 97,
Blood of Zeus, which arguably was robbed by a nomination.
Another snub, I have to say.
Should have been a winner. We love you, Blood of Zeus.
We do.
Please go back and rewatch these episodes with us, because we'd love to hear your comments and feedback if you've watched these shows as well, and see how they kind of relate to how the Emmys shook out.
For more Unhinged content, please follow us on social media. We are at Once More Podcast on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Threads. We are the Once More Pod on X. But I have to say, after Elon Musk's tweet towards Taylor Swift, I really think I'm off X. Like, I think we could
let's just pull it.
We're done.
We're going to give it the hook.
Yeah. But anyway, Unhinged is produced by us. I'm Jen Katz.
And I'm Ryan something.
And I just want to thank the Academy, my mom, my dad.
I want to thank you.
I want to thank you.
I want to thank
you. I want to thank you all.
We want to thank our listeners.
Yeah.
And our viewers, our watchers.
There's been a lot more engagement on social media. We see your comments. We see your likes. We really appreciate it. So thank you.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye.